This day I will tell you a short story about the fall and rise of a merchant. I hope you can enjoy it and you can learn some of a moral in this story. Let's start the story. Dantila, a wealthy merchant from the city of Vardhamman, lived there. He was the king's favorite, and one of the king's most trusted advisors. He once hosted a lavish reception for his daughter's wedding ceremony, which was attended by the king, queen, their ministers, and all the city's wealthy and influential citizens. Gorambha, a lowly sweeper in the royal household, also attended this reception. Dantila became enraged when he noticed him sitting on a seat reserved for noblemen. He directed that Gorambha be thrown out of the gates. Gorambha, humiliated, began to plot his vengeance against Dantila. Knowing that he couldn't directly exact revenge, because he was poor, he devised a plan. "What impudence!" he exclaimed one morning while sweeping near the bed where the king lay half awake. Dantila kissed Queen Elizabeth. When the king heard this, he jumped up and yelled, "Come, come! What were you muttering about? Dantila, have you kissed the queen?" "O king! I stayed up all night gambling. Even as I sweep, I am overcome by sleep." "I'm not sure what I said," Gorambha replied. Because Gorambha had access to the king's palace, the jealous king suspected that the sweeper had seen Dantila with the queen. He also remembered wise men saying that men were more likely to tell the truth about what they did, saw, and desired during the day when they were sleeping or drunk. Convinced that Dantila had indeed embraced the queen, the king removed him from his administrative position, and barred him from entering the court or the royal household. The next day, as Dantila approached the palace gates, he was stopped by guards and told to return. Passing by, Gorambha observed this and remarked, "Be careful, guards. This guy's temper has been tainted by the king's favor, and he arrests and releases people at will. If you stop him, you'll get cuffed like I did." Dantila realized that Gorambha was to blame for his exile in some way. He remembered a wise saying that even a foolish, and base servant, if he has royal connections, must be kept happy because he can unduly influence the king. Persuade the king, he returned home, and called the servant. When Gorambha arrived, the merchant greeted him warmly and lavishly. Then he sat him down and said, "My good fellow, I did not drive you out by king's order. I humiliated you because I saw you sitting in a seat reserved for noblemen, where you had no right to be." Now Gorambha was overjoyed with the gifts and said, "Friend merchant, I forgive you. You will soon see the fruits of your good deeds." He left in high spirits with this. As he swept the king's chamber the next morning, he muttered, "What intelligence! In the bathroom, our king eats a cucumber." The king, who was sleeping, overheard the mumbling and became enraged. "What are you talking about? When have you ever seen me do anything like that?" he exclaimed. "O king! I stayed up all night gambling. Even as I sweep, I am overcome by sleep." "I'm not sure what I said," Gorambha replied. "Why, I never ate a cucumber while engaged in that occupation," the king reasoned. "And since this idiot has said ridiculous things about me, Dantila must be the same. If that is the case, I made a grave error in doubting the merchant's integrity, and depriving him of his honors. And in his absence, all of the king's and city's business suffers." He summoned Dantila back to his court, and reinstated him as administrator with full honor. Moral: show respect to everyone. Those who are too proud to treat the lowly with dignity will pay the price. Thank you for listening my story. I hope you like it. Please show your support by click like and subscribe to this channel. And when you want another story to read, please comment below. My name Kak Aiko, see you on the next story.